Hello there YouTube, this is just a quick video. I woke up this morning and I got this in the mail. This is Rurouni Kenshin or Samurai X Trust. It's the first part in a two-part mini-film series set before the anime Rurouni Kenshin. Now, I've seen the anime. In fact, it's my number one favorite anime because it actually got me into anime as a whole, and well, I can already tell that this film is actually going to have darker themes to the anime that it's based on. Well, I've actually managed to find the film both the films together as they were released in America, Trust and Betrayal, one full, nearly 2-hour movie, and it has a different art style to the anime, and it actually has darker themes such as why do people kill, why do people die, and why do we fall in love, and why does love hurt people. And also, it actually technically Kenshin is the main character in the film. Technically, it's not the Kenshin as people who watched Rurouni Kenshin know him as, because if you watch Rurouni Kenshin, you'll know about this. Kenshin is technically two people. Kenshin Himura and Batusai, the Manslayer. The film is mainly centered around Batusai, with a few nods, with a few moments where Kenshin is Kenshin. Well, though mainly Kenshin is Batusai when he killing people for the anti-shogunate rebellion, and the rest of the film is pretty much Kenshin, just a more sad and depressed Kenshin, because he's grown up not knowing about how the weight of the killing that he does can stain in his soul. So he's basically growing up. He's 19 in the film, as you can see if you can read that. Ruthless, deadly, still a child. Kenshin is 19 in this film. He's pretty much on the verge of his 20s and becoming an adult. And according to the law of Rurouni Kenshin, he's been doing what he does ever since he was the age of 14. And while I do know of some other fictional characters that have done that sort of thing, such as Jackie Estacada from The Darkness, it baffles me how innocence such as that out of what Kenshin has can be deadly. I mean, even in the film, there are moments where he's just resting, because when he rests, he kneels against a wall with his sword rested against his shoulder, and he just sits there watching a spinning top spin on the floor. And that kind of shows his childish nature. Also, the film introduces Sato, who many people will know as one of Kenshin's most dangerous rivals from the anime. He was a leader of a group working for the shogunate the shogunate is basically the government. The shogun is basically the military. Is basically the feudal Japanese version of the Minister of Defense. Well, the Minister of War, actually. He pretty much has power over all of the military, and in some cases even control of the whole country. And the shogun, and at the time of this film, was Tokugawa. Or in the time that this film is set, is Tokugawa. But anyway, and this group that Sato heads has been searching for Kenshin for quite a while, and not just because he's a threat, he's considered a threat to the loyal people of Japan, but also because he's a threat to the shogun, Tokugawa. And that they come up with an elaborate plot which is unravelled in the next film, Betrayal, which features the love interest of both films, Tomo. Now I'm gonna tell some spoilers here. If you don't want to hear the spoilers, then just back out of the video. If you do want to, then fair enough, on your head be it. In the beginning of the film, Kenshin is tasked with killing a old warrior with his group of bodyguards. He kills all three of them, but he only comes out with a scar on his cheek, and caused by one of the bodyguards who is engaged to be married. And basically, Kenshin kills him, but for most of the time, since that event and the rest of the film, he doesn't know the consequences that have been set into effect because of that event. And he eventually begins to, and one night and he's heading back to a inn where most of the rebellion are hiding out, he gets attacked by a ninja, who he kills, but in doing so, since Tomo was walking back from one of the bars, as she saw him, but after a few moments she passes out, and Kenshin takes her with him, and then eventually they start to get quite close, even to the point where when the shogunate essentially wipe out the rebellion, the head of the rebellion sends Kenshin and Tomo out to the countryside, where they're supposed to live as husband and wife, because, as according to him, no one would suspect a happily married couple. And the disguise actually works for a while. Kenshin finally has things to do other than wait around for the next person to kill, because he starts doing farm work. He eventually becomes a apothecary, going into the nearby town and selling medicine. But well, if you want to find out the rest, then just trust watch that, and then find Rebellion, and then watch that. Both the films are great, great and interesting to watch, and it actually shows you how Kenshin got his cross-shaped scar on his cheek. And after watching both those films, I will not look at that scar the same way again. Because the story behind it is just so sad. That's all I wanted to say. Have a good day. I'm out.